Welcome to episode 18 of Bottoms Up with Arsenal. And this season, we have the aim of winning the Champions League at all costs. I've dusted myself down from the disappointment of last season's final defeat, and we go again. Here we go then, folks. It's time for the start of season 2. We have Norwich at home and West Ham away in today's episode. We have won the Community Shield against Tottenham 1-0. I showed you that in yesterday's episode. If you never saw yesterday's episode, the transfer special, then let me just take you and show you what we've done in terms of transfer business. And, well, that doesn't quite tell the story. We haven't done no transfers. But basically, we've let some players go. We've released some players. A couple of their youngsters have gone out on loan. And at the end of the season, we sold Gustavo Gonzalez to Crystal Palace for 20 million. We have brought in Joshua Chambers for 77 million. It's 50 million up front, I believe, with the rest of the instalments. He's a backup left back to Calvo. He's 24 years old. He's English. He's homegrown at Nation, which helps out with all of that. He's a solid 3 stars in both. He's about 2.5 stars when you put him on wing back support, but he's a good, decent left back for us that can provide decent cover for Calvo. We let Parisi go on a free transfer. He's coming at about £30,000 less, but he does have some value to him as well. Then we've got Mading Ochong, who's a 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, wonder kid, defensive midfielder that can play in the ball-winning midfield role. Again, if you watched yesterday's episode, you'd know the struggle we had trying to find someone that can play as a ball-winning midfielder. There's just not much about. So the fact that this guy's got potential, a transfer value that can get to the region of 116 million as well, means we can make money on him. He will be competing with the likes of Giardini and Thiago Silva in that role as well. But I really want to give this young 18-year-old French kid that's capped at under 21 level, yet to get a cap at senior level, but he is a light-hearted wonder kid. And that is pretty much all we done in yesterday's transfer window. A total transfer spend from last season anyway of 507 million. That's 150 million pound transfers there, plus transfers out that hasn't really amounted to much. But if we look at the competition season preview for the Premier League, we are expected to win the league with a 2-1 favourites. Man United second favourites. Man City third favourites. Chelsea fourth. We do have a difficult period in their season around here where we play Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool all in the Premier League. If none of this is broken up by Champions League games, then the next episode will be around this area. I will aim to kind of speed through the first half of the season because it's the second half of the season where all the big matches come in. But yeah, we'll probably concentrate more on the Premier League in this first half of the season and then the Champions League in the second half. So let's get into the first of today's games. We are playing Norwich, like I say, at home. We've turned on the opposition instructions. I do need to make one change to that I've just noticed is wrong. And this is a team that we start the season with. So we start off with Restes in goal. Chambers, we're going with a left back instead of Calvo. I know he said he's back up, but we're playing Chambers. Pataka right back, Escalada and Saliba in the middle. Zaire Emery and Ochong alongside each other in the centre of midfield. Van Persie, Saka out wide with Mahara in behind Schmetz. I have been tempted to go with Nwaneri. We did get a recent offer from Barcelona for Nwaneri for in the region of about 85 million, I think it was, which is just above what his value is. We have turned it down. I was expecting him to be unhappy about it because he wanted that move. Diamande, who's not in our matchday squad, we've had 2 offers for him. One from Lazio, which you know about, and he turned down. We also had an offer from Valencia, and he's turned that down as well. So I was hoping to be able to get 50 million for him. That's what both clubs offered. But he's just not interested. So he's probably going to be leaving at the end of the season. There is still time, as we do so have a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before the transfer window slams shut even. Kai Havertz, we did trigger a release clause in his contract, but it is worth noticing that in terms of players coming towards the end of their contract, obviously Havertz will be out of contract this summer. Diamande is out of contract, no interest in signing. Bukayo Saka is also out of contract at the end of this season. I need to make a decision on him. He's 32 years old. He turns 33 in in a few weeks, and he's still one of our absolute best players. So I think I keep him, but that's if he's interested in signing, of course. So let's get into the team or into the match. First match of the season at home to Norwich. We would be expected to win this, let's be honest. And they've got Richie Wellens as their manager. This is a match we should be winning. Make sure we do. We get into the game and the season starts here, folks. Before we go any further, I need to change that to the table because that's changed itself. I am keeping the opposition formation here because we really struggled against the Inter Milan formation, which was kind of like 4 at the back, 2 in midfield, 2 attacking midfield and 2 up top. It was a weird looking formation. And I just want to see if we come up against it very often at any other point in the season, because we didn't struggle against many teams last season, but Inter Milan, as an attacking force, we just was nowhere near it. And Zaire Emery with the first shot, it's gone wide, it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, so we really struggled against what I can only really describe as a sort of a square box formation type thing. It was very strange, it really was. And we need to work out if we come up against that formation again this season. Are we struggling against it for a start, or was it just Inter Milan are just that good? So Norwich have the ball at the moment. They've got the highlight. We're pushing them back. We've intercepted with Kenta Mahara. Keeps the ball, goes back to Saliba. Gives it back to Mahara. I mean, the board do want us to win the league this season. So in terms of not getting the sack, we probably do need to win the league. And Nick Jonas-Schmetz with his first goal of the season, that was a terrific goal, really well taken. Was it Pataka with the assist as well? Yeah, it was. So Pataka is such an amazing source of assists for us last season. You know, I went on so much about the Pataka to Van Persie goal, and this time he's put the ball in for Nick Jonas-Schmetz. So like I say, his position was under question coming into this game. I was thinking of putting Nwaneri there. So he's done himself a bit of good there by getting that goal. Norwich play it out from the back, but we intercept it. Zaire Emery to Mahara, to Saka, to Schmetz. Oh, it's a goal. It's going to be looked at by VAR. It might be disallowed. Crystal Palace are 2-1 down against Liverpool, by the way. And is it going to be given? It is given. What a start to the season for Nick Jonas-Schmetz. 2 goals in the first 28 minutes. It's making it look a fairly comfortable afternoon, it has to be said. And to be fair, it's how it should be. The next game against West Ham might be a bit more difficult because West Ham are a better quality team. And in FM, especially in the future of FM, like around this sort of time, they do tend to become quite a force. I noticed that in the Avely save that's just finished on the channel. And they have a stadium of like 80,000, the biggest stadium in the Premier League. Chambers, we're passing Ocheong to Pataka. Is he going to go it alone? He does, and he scores. Ocheong with an assist, and Pataka gets a goal and an assist in the first game of the season against Norwich. 3-0. We've only just started the first half, and Norwich managed to keep the ball even though we get the tackle in. Samuel Smith. Quite like that name, Samuel Smith. As double-barreled names go, that's not a bad one. They still have, we're forcing them back again. They're trying to make their way forward. They're through, and they've scored. It's 3-1. Jan Planguma. I mean, I do love this part of the save where you're getting very much into new gens, regens, whatever you want to call it, only territory. You know, the real life players are starting to get out of the game now. And it does make it quite interesting. We're going to bring Chambers off and Calvo can come on. Van Persie's not had a particularly good game, so bring Bruce on for him. Van Persie's been very, very quiet on that left-hand side. Maybe it's just the left-hand side thing, because, like I say, Chambers didn't have a bad game, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't been all that effective. Mahara now lines up a free kick from quite some distance. Bruce, Calvo, oh, that was a really nicely worked free kick. When I saw Mahara taken, I'm thinking, surely he's not shooting from there. Mahara now takes the corner and we can't get a head on it. Serginho, their goalkeeper, comes out and collects. We have another corner now from the other side. This time Saka is going to take it. Not really seen much of Saka in this game either. Oh, it's bobbling about in the box, and Norwich have survived without conceding a goal there. Not really sure how they survived, but they did. So we're going to make another couple of substitutions. So Kenta Mahara's not been that effective. We're going to bring on Kai Havertz, actually. And I'm kind of thinking maybe Zaire looks a bit tired. He can come off for Giardini. That's who they're recommending to me anyway. And I've said so many times about how good Zaire has been for us last season. Very much an underrated player on this save, and that's by me. I've not really given him the flowers that he needs, so I'm planning on praising him a lot more this season, providing he's as good as what he was last season, of course. But here's Giardini, gives it to Pataka, goes back to Giardini, to Ochong, goes out to Calvo. Can he get the cross in the box? He can. Here's Giardini. Oh, he's at the post and then goes to a Norwich player to clear it. We could have had 4 or 5 today quite comfortably, really. Here's Pataka, Giardini, Ochiong, Havertz, Calvo, Bruce. Oh, how has he missed that? Well, Calvo has been much better than what Chambers was, to be fair. And it's not Chambers' first game of the season. He did play against Tottenham as well. Oh, my word. Oh, I thought it was an own goal, but Resses pulled off a blinder of a save there, to be fair. Then he comes out and claims it. Norwich are causing us a bit of difficulty in the closing stage of this game. I don't like how many highlights there are. I'd like these highlights to stop, please, because, Norwich are causing us a few problems at the moment. They've got a goal back, and they're having some opportunities. I mean, we're having opportunities as well. It's pretty end-to-end. I mean, if you're a neutral watching this on the telly, I think you're probably going to be enjoying yourself. So, Ochong to Giardini. Back to Ochong. I thought he was going to go out to Pataka, but he didn't. Alistair Bruce takes a shot, saved by the keeper. It's gone out for another corner. Schmetz will take it. Obviously, Mahara's not on the pitch now, so Schmetz puts the ball into the box. Saka off, blocked. I mean, you look at the stats. They've had 1 shot on goal and scored. We've had 12 shots on target, and we've not managed to see this, or not see this go out. We've not managed to do anything else with it. Pataka can go off because he's looking particularly tired. He's one of our more valuable players. But with 12 shots on target, 25 shots in total. I mean, we have absolutely dominated this match. On another day, we would have had 5, 6, 7 on that. That was awesome. It really was. So a 3-1 win against Norwich. Out of West Ham got on. They've lost their first game of the season, which I'm assuming must have been away from home. Yep, against Newcastle. Makoku scoring for them. Okay, let's get to the game against West Ham. Well, Barcelona have certainly upped their interest in Ethan Nwaneri. They're offering me a total value of £131 million, 72 million up front, 24 million in 3 instalments, and then 35 million after he's played 50 games. I mean, that's a ridiculous offer. It's getting towards being twice his actual value. As you can see, it says my client's preferred destination would be Barcelona. I need to ask myself the question of, if I reject this and he says, I want to go, when I negotiate the price we're going to take from him, are we going to get anything better than 131 million? Because that is insane. It really is. I mean, we've already got about 15 million in the transfer budget. We did have like 33, but we changed that in bonuses for the Premier League and the Champions League, so it took it from 33 million to, I think, 16 million. But this is, I'm going to reject it, but I'm fully expecting him to now come back. I'm surprised he didn't do it last time, but I'm expecting him to come back and say to me that he wants to do that move. If he does, I'll let you know, and I'll let you know what price we've agreed. But yeah, let's carry on going. We've got West Ham at the weekend. Right, more developments, folks. First of all, Bukayo Saka. I just decided to offer him a new contract because a Saudi Arabian club is interested in him. Went to the agent. He said he's incredibly interested. This is what he'd want, blah, 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 blah. It's now come up. My client is incredibly interested in general, but does not want to consider renewal of terms at this time. This is because any new contract would be unable to offer an increase upon his current contract length. So I won't be able to offer him any more than 1 year contracts. I'm going to have to wait until towards the end of the season. We might need to sell him. It's we'll exit talks. That's the reason why I wanted to offer him a new contract, because he's drawing interest from Al Nassr. I'm now starting to think, do we look at selling him for 45 million if we're not going to be able to renew his contract? On the other side of it, Kai Havertz came to me. He's had in a transfer request now. He's not happy because he's not getting regular game time. I said my usual, okay, I'll have to sell you. He said, if that's the way it's going to have to be, then that's what we'll do. So he might be leaving the club after all. I have tried, no one's interested in him. So I've gone back to him and said, you need to generate interest yourself. And he's agreed to do so. So, yeah, we might be losing Havertz and Saka with still the option of Saliba and Diomande going, and Barcelona's interest in Nwaneri continues. I have no idea how my team's going to look by the end of this transfer window. So it's match day then, and we have had a bid come in for Kai Havertz from Lyon for £3.5 million, raising to £5 million after various instalments and add-ons and whatever else. So potentially he's on his way out, and if he does, that's £275,000 off the wage bill. And as I said when I triggered his contract extension, the hope is that if we sell him, we'll get a bit of money for him. So at least by triggering his extension, we've got a bit of a transfer fee for him, as well as getting rid of the actual money from our wage budget. Let's get into today's game, and we'll give you the team now. We have had to make a change in terms of the bench. So Thiago Silva is out for a couple of days. He's got a cold, so he's at home recuperating. Aurelio Calvo picked up a small injury as well. I think it was to his hand or something. So he's back tomorrow, but we're just not going to risk him in the squad. So Janelle Francis, who I have moved to my senior squad for this season, is a 5-star rated centre-back. We need to get his training stuff moving in the right direction, but we want to give him some game time. And also Joe White, who can play in the centre of midfield in either the deep line or ball-winning midfield role. He's got potential to be like 3.5 stars for us, so we've brought him in as well. He has played for the under-21s, hence he's not completely and utterly fit. But I need to make a decision. Do I buy a central midfielder or keep Joe White in the team? I'm probably going to keep Joe White, but there is still, like I say, a couple of weeks left of the transfer window. So let's get into today's game against West Ham. And we'd like to get a win here. We are playing the Bobby Moore Park. So they have got their big stadium. So it does seem that if you're a West Ham fan, take West Ham over and be their manager. You will get the Bobby Moore Park, which is an 80,000 seater stadium. I think about 81,000. So, and yeah, like I say, in my Averley save at least, they went on to win the Premier League at one point. They did lose their first game of the season against Newcastle away from home. Can we make it 2 defeats in a row for them in this season? The 2034-35 season. I mean, he's like 11, 12 years in the future now. Other than that, I didn't actually talk you through the team, but we are unchanged other than that. Same 11. Needing or wanting Kenta Mahara to make a bit of a splash as well, because he had a pretty meh game against Norwich. Here's Van Persie, who also didn't play particularly well either. I don't think that's going to be a penalty. With those that are on the line like that, it's usually not given as a penalty. We have obviously had the winter update as well, so there is a possibility that that's changed. But, it's a penalty. And Kenta Mahara will take the penalty. Well, I said I wanted him to contribute in this game. This is his opportunity. Kenta Mahara, and he scores it. It's 1-0 to the Arsenal. Kenta Mahara, his first goal of the season. It's from the penalty spot. Hopefully, that is his season kick-started, because he was their top assist maker, a top goal scorer. I was really surprised when you get that email as well, by the way, about top goal scorers and best players of the season and all this sort of stuff, that Kenta Mahara wasn't in any of those. And I don't know how, because he is such a good player in this game. His attributes are amazing. His performances, generally speaking, are consistently good. And yeah, to see that he didn't feature in any of those, considering he was the league's top goal scorer as well last season. So we're approaching the hour mark. I mean, West Ham have not really had much by way of any chances. We've had a couple of shots on goal. We have a corner now with Kenta Mahara. Whips the ball in. Saliba. Oh, it's gone at the back post. Oh, how have we not bundled that over the line? How did we not put that in? Owusu Aduru, the West Ham goalkeeper, playing out from the back. West Ham hoping to launch an attack, but Chambers takes the ball, gives it to Escalada. To Ochong, back out to Chambers. I mean, we've never really mentioned Chambers since these, or in these first 2 games of the season. Bit of a feeble finish from us there. We're going to make substitutions. I think Schmetz is going to come off for Nwaneri. We need to give Nwaneri some game time. If I'm not selling him, he needs to be playing basically. Saka, we could take off. If we swap him with Mahara and bring on Kai Havertz in the middle there. And let's see what happens. I mean, if Kai Havertz leaves, we have got Calder on, but we probably do need to then look at bringing in a replacement of some description. I'm kind of thinking we might take Pataka off because he's looking rather tired. So Calderin can come on for... Actually, no, we won't bring Calderin on for him. Have we got Palau on the bench? No, we haven't. So it will be Calderin that comes on for Pataka. And we won't change Chambers because we haven't really got anyone for him. Shaquille Van Persie can come off for Alistair Bruce because he's looking a bit tired as well. We're 1-0 up, obviously. We'd like to get a second goal because all the time it's only 1-0. Only takes that one moment of brilliance or mistake from us. And West Ham have the next highlight. Murray takes a free kick. I'm assuming he's not shooting from there. Madoya has it out wide. Puts the ball in the box and they've scored. What did I tell you? I said all it takes is that one. They've scored with their first shot on bloody target. Why does this keep happening? I hate FM for this. One shot on target they score. We've had 6 shots and can't get a goal. I mean, this is just a joke. I'm really not happy with this. Oh, they're going to go and win it now. They're going to go and win the game. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Mahara's lost the ball, for crying out loud. How predictable is this game? We need to sort ourselves out because this is not good enough. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. I mean, I'm going to refrain from saying I've been FM'd because I don't think I have. But that is terrible. Losing away from home to West Ham. How do we think we're going to win the Champions League if we can't poxy well beat West Ham? Oh, I'm livid. Absolutely livid. Right, let's get to the schedule. And we've got Wolves and Palace coming up next, followed by Carabao Cup tie. As it stands at the moment, I'm thinking of bringing you back for Manchester United and Liverpool. Away to Man United and at home to Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool haven't had a great start to the season either. But we'll see what happens with the Champions League, whatever else. But at the moment, yeah, we're looking at Man United, Liverpool in tomorrow's episode. Please leave a like on the video, even if it's just to make me feel better after that horrible display against West Ham. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Bye-bye.